97.3 City FM. Relevant radio, always.
Was instituted a year ago by practitioners of culture who have come together to try and get the country to become conscious of our culture, what it is, what it means, what it can contribute to our future. And the idea is to make Ghanaian culture central to our activities, central to our idea of what our economic and social development can be, and that what is it? What was the heritage? What are we doing with the heritage? How can we move forward with it? So Ghana Culture Day is to help us to focus and to try and have goals, which we can try and achieve nationally. It's also to bring people in civil society who are in culture, people in communities who are in culture, together with people who are governing this country to say, this is where we want to go. This is what we want you to facilitate for us so that we can make our culture grow.
Now, is this as a result of the people, the generality of the people losing sight of what their culture is, or is this just a means of reinforcing what's...
Our people live in spite of our officialdom. So there's a whole life going on there that is informal. We want to formally recognize those things so that we don't, those of us who are in the formal system don't get into a divide that is separating ourselves more and more from the ordinary people, and not recognizing what they can really do in the mainstream. So for example, if people are like the women of Sirigu who make pottery, it took some people to see the validity of what they were doing, to bring them together, to help them to improve their art form. And now they are part of a global trading thing where their art is now being traded on the world market. Now that has to happen with so many aspects of our culture which are simply being ignored by officialdom. And by officialdom, I'm not just talking about government. I'm also talking about people who are captains of industry and people who have their hands on power. Basically, all kinds of power, whether it's academic or economic, and whatever. We in the civil society are very worried that our sector is
being treated this way.
Yes, I think that as quickly as possible, work has to be done to make sure that we stabilize the institution so that the work can go on. Because as it is, people are trying to find their feet. Where do I belong? It's work.
Two things.
Work.
What are some of the programs outlined for Ghana Culture Day?
Well, Ghana Culture Day is for today, we are just reaching out to the public, but we will have a forum at the end of the month. The date will be confirmed, at which we engage with those people in policy, all the ministers, people, the parliamentarians who are dealing with culture, people in the private sector who are captains of industry and so on, to say, look, let's sit down and look at this new configuration and seriously see where we can place it within the development process so that it's integrated and it's not on the side. That's a very important aspect of what we're going to do. And the people who work in the sector are going to have a chance to engage. We're going to open up and so on. Then we'll have an emporium, and by emporium we just mean that we will have it's like an open day, for people to learn how certain kinds of foods are cooked. We're going to be learning about pottery, about we just different aspects of culture which will be displayed, and we will engage with the GES so that young people come. but also people who hopefully are interested in, just listening to a bit of guitar band music on the corner,
Wow.
that sort of thing. Just put, but it's not going to be a big thing. The program is going to be